welcome back to my channel. If you've not done already, click the subscribe button and follow me across on my social media platforms. Links are in the description box below. It's a huge weekend for Vasiliy Lomachenko. He needs to win this fight. This is a must win. Every fight is a must win, but for Vasiliy himself, this is a must win. He's coming up against Richard Commey, who I consider a top 10 level opponent with regards to the lightweight division. And based on all of Loma's counterparts, his peers, with regards to Devin, etc., they all racked up wins, apart from Teofimo Lopez, but the rest of them sort of racked up wins, even if it wasn't in a convincing manner. And next year is going to be big fights for pretty much a lot of them. So if Lomachenko loses this fight in particular, he's going to miss out on all of that prizes, because now everybody's willing to be more open to the idea of fighting each other. I've heard the other day, Ludibella was talking, not Ludibella, what's the other guy's name? Leonard Ellaby, yeah? Or apart from him wanting to punch up Eddie, he was looking to be to make the Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis fight. And generally, people are I think a lot of these lightweights will compete against each other next year. So if Loma doesn't win this fight, it's all curtains for him personally, because it's going to put him back a couple of more years, and by that stage he's going to be how old is Lomachenko? I've got it here. Lomachenko is currently 33. By the time where did he go to turn 34? In February. Yeah, it's gonna take him, at least if he loses, it's gonna take him another year on top of that to even think about competing for a world title. That's gonna take him to 35 years of age. And some of these lightweight guys, like Ryan Garcia and also Devin Haney, they're very, very, very young. Even I think Gervonta Davis is young as well. I think he's 27, but they're going to be a lot more difficult for Loma to beat. So this is a must win. Richard Commey is a very tough opponent. Grew up with difficult circumstances. Grew up in a single family household in Ghana. Had no money. He had no education as well, because of that. Some of these undeveloped countries as well, it's not free education, which basically means that if you've got no money, you've got no education. But he kind of battled his way through that. He learned how to do kickboxing in the UAE before transition. I think I've heard it yesterday as well. I think somebody was telling me yesterday that he even learned to train in the UK as well. So he's pretty much been everywhere to learn how to train in regards to boxing, etc. Started boxing in 2011 as a professional. Ended up becoming an IBF world champion. I think it's an IBF, correct me if I'm wrong in the description box below. It became an IBF world champion. He ended up having a record currently as it today as 30 wins, 3 losses, and 27 knockouts overall. Okay, and one of his knockouts, to be fair, or one of the people who he lost to, shall we say, by knockout, well, Teofimo Lopez. He had 3 losses, 2 by unanimous decision, 1 by knockout. The knockout was Teofimo Lopez, and also Lomachenko as well. Lomachenko's last loss was against Teofimo Lopez. Now, if you wanted to compare the 2 losses, shall we say, in terms of Richard Commey and Lomachenko, Richard Commey lost through, I would like to call it a Western movie type of a loss. Okay, they both pulled out their guns. One of them landed first. Richard Commey, he just took the bullet, and it is what it is. That's all she wrote. Lomachenko lost the point because he started off extremely slow, took a long to get into the fight, and then when he wanted to get into the fight, there weren't enough rounds left for him to win. If this was a 15 rounder or 13 rounder, I think Loma would have won that. But because there weren't enough rounds left in there, he unfortunately lost 7-5 to me. Okay, I get where he's saying. I think Loma was saying that on his side, he potentially thought he may have won. I think I may have heard that, but it was a very close fight. I scored it 7-5 to Lopez. But overall, I also would say that Loma wasn't 100% right that day. He could have been a little bit better, especially in the earlier parts of the rounds. And then he avenged his loss with a good win, a good stoppage win against Nakatani. So he's coming off a good win. Richard Commey as well. He's also coming off a good win as well. So both of them, they've got a lot to lose. So Lomachenko as well. People are sleeping on him. People must not forget he's two-time heavyweight. Far from heavyweight. Okay, I'm just thinking about his mate. Every time I think of Loma, I just think about Alexander Usyk, and I just think, bruv, I swear, I want AJ to punch him up, bruv. Yeah, big man thing. Yeah, sorry. Like every time, it's not an anti-Ukrainian thing for me, but they're both brethren, and when AJ lost, it's even though I like Loma, I just have to get that out my head, bro, because I'm super 80. So anyone that's remotely against him, I feel a type of way. That's just me. Let me know how you guys think in the description box below. But let's go into Lomachenko. He's a three-weight world champion. He's a two-time Olympic gold medalist, unified lightweight champion as well. Well, if you want to count the franchise belt at the same time, but he is being pretty much slept on. And how I see this fight going in particular is Richard Commey. I see Richard Commey as an individual who, on the back foot, on the defensive side, he leaves himself really open. Okay, he's very wild with his shots. He has a bit of power, but he leaves himself really open. And with regards to Lomachenko, that's his. If you leave yourself wide open, he's going to rob you. Basically, it's like leaving your house, your front door open, and leaving your jewelry at the front. Okay, he's just going to exploit that. Okay, he's the master robber. So, with regards to how I see this fight going, I see Lomachenko. I see the first 2-3 rounds going, pretty slow, because I think Lomachenko is going to download that information, but he's got to learn from his lessons from the Lopez fight that he needs to speed things up. He needs to basically update the system. Yeah, whatever program he's got, Windows 2007, he needs to get Windows, I don't know, 2021, bro. Yeah, big man thing, because that old system hardware is not going to function in the new era. Okay, he needs to speed up the download. Yeah, once he speeds up the download, I see this fight, and then I think this is going to points, big man thing, because the out of the 3 losses that Commey's had, 2 of them of which have been on points, and one of them was a Western knockout. So I don't see if that was a replicated punch that Loma and him did, where they both punched at the same time and one of them landed. I don't think that he's going to get knocked out and just be on the floor and then sort of be dazzled and then Loma cleans up. So this is what leads me to believe that I think this might be going on points, but I think it's going to be so wide, yeah, that Loma is going to make this guy look so silly, yeah, that it's going to be it's going to be better than a knockout. Okay, if it is going to be a knockout, we're talking late stoppage, round 11, round 12. But if it goes, I really doubt it, to be fair. I just think it's going to be points win for Vasiliy Lomachenko. Okay, now if he does win, that just puts him right back into the mix. Okay, the issue is that he doesn't generate a lot of money, Loma. So if he wins, right, and let's just say George Kambosos or Devin Haney, the winner of that fight, let's just say let's say Devin wins that fight in particular. Devin's not gonna look around and just see, oh, let's just fight Lomachenko afterwards. He's not gonna do that. Devin's gonna go up. If George Kambosos ends up winning, George Kambosos would rather fight the bigger fight than the more difficult fight, if it's a legacy type of a scenario. Okay, I'm not sure what George Kambosos' ambition is. All I'm hearing from him is that he wants to fight in Australia and do bare things for Australian people. But with regards to just the level of the opponent, I'm not hearing him saying I want to make the most money, or I want to fight the best of fighters, or I'm not hearing something specific for me to fully understand. So it's going to be difficult for Loma to gain some of those big fights. And you know what? Rightly so, because when he was world champion, a lot of these fights weren't happening. And so as Teofimo Lopez, when he was world champion, he was just hogging onto the belts for almost a year. So it's very difficult to have sympathy for some of these individuals who don't often compete against the best. I think Lomachenko, he could have fought Devin Haney a couple of times, but opted not to, and so did Teofimo Lopez. They just decided not to. So personally, I just think Loma's gonna win this fight in convincing fashion and put himself in a position where he's number one in his division. I just can't. If he ends up I can't see him losing. The only way I can see him losing is by way of knockout inside 6 rounds, and I just don't think he's going to get knocked out. The southpaw stance, all of those factors combined, and Richard Commey not being hugely skilled, I just can't see it unless there's a circumstantial knockdown or knockout whereby he was just caught lacking a punch from the gods, something along those lines. Okay, hopefully there's no rematch clause, etc. But you get the gist. Okay, let me know what you guys predict. I predicted, final prediction, Loma. I want to say one or the other. I don't want to be saying both because it's definitely going to happen for both, in my opinion. I'm saying points win by Lomachenko, but so convincingly that we're going to be like, wow, like we're going to be amazed. And also people say he knocked down Nakatani. I think Nakatani's durability isn't the same as Richard Commey. I think Richard Commey is a lot more durable. So, and I think he can hang on for 12 rounds. Yeah, so big up both of these fighters, and I can't wait to see that fight. My reaction to that fight will be straight afterwards. It's early hours of the morning, guys, so would I do a live reaction video? Potentially not. Depends on if I'm like in a energetic mood. If I'm in an energetic mood, it's gonna happen. But early hours of the morning, I just start talking like, or I start talking like I'm drunk. Okay, but overall, thanks for watching this video. If you haven't done it already, subscribe to the channel, especially like the video. It helps out a lot. But peace, love, prosperity, and I'm gonna catch you guys in a bit. Peace.